Alright, so, moment please. Let's talk about Frozen. If any of y'all start singing Let It Go, I'm gonna reach through your TV screen, your computer screen, or your phone screen. I'm gonna slap y'all across the face. Because that's not what we're talking about, and you know it. I'm talking about the 2010 Adam Green directed Frozen, starring Kevin Zegers, Emma Bell, and Shawn Ashmore. And I have problems with this movie. Now, I accept that something like this could happen, but I don't think it could ever actually happen in the way that this film shows it happening. So, this movie is about three friends. Well, two of them are dating, and the other one's just a friend. And they're going on this ski trip. And they get stuck on a ski lift. And, so they're stuck there and they had to survive. And the idea for this is not a bad one. Like, great tension. There's three of them. They're stuck up there. It's cold. And, yeah, it just... It's a setup for great tension. But just, I think some of the writing just doesn't work. One, what ski resort is only open for the weekend? Ski resorts are open all week. They say, oh, it's Sunday, they won't open again till Friday. Bullshit. They'll at least be open by Monday. I don't think that any ski resort is only open on the weekends. Maybe they are. I could be wrong. But it just doesn't seem like financially, you're not going to make a lot of money just being open 3 days a week. I mean, come on. Two, So, one of the things I hate with modern horror is that they have to come up with a reason why their cell phones don't work, why they don't have cell phones. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was, we're not near a phone, or we can't get to a phone, we got to get to a phone. Now it's, we got to come up with a reason. Either we had no signal, or, in this case, they left them in lockers. Now, I know, you're going to sit there if you're a professional snowboarder or skier. Well, you can't bring the phone up there, it might get broken. Yeah, but there's three people, and 1 out of 3 people will still keep their cell phone on them. I guarantee it. Not every single person's gonna listen to the rules. I mean, I grew up people who never listened to rules. So, yeah, one of them would still have their cell phone on. But the problem with that is they'd still have to right away for it to not work. Either they would drop it, or they would have no signal. So it wouldn't matter if they had a cell phone, because we got it right in there. They had the cell phone. They don't have a cell phone. It was to be over in 5 minutes. And the whole reason why they get stuck up there, couldn't they have come up with a better reason other than guy had to pee, so he's gonna leave? Basically what it was, guy, they bribed this guy, and he says, hey, they said, hey, we paid you $100, let's go down one more time. Okay, other guy comes up and says, hey, boss wants to talk to you about next weekend. I'm off next weekend. Well, no, you gotta talk to him, so he leaves and he says, hey, 3 more coming down, and then close it. So the guy just sees, he's like, I gotta fucking piss. Just sees 3 people standing there, it's like, good enough. Turns it off, and they're stuck. Because of a fucking idiot had to piss. Motherfucker, you outside. There's no one else around there except those 3 people. Just turn around and piss. You don't have to leave your location. There's no one else there. Just turn around and piss. You're outside. It's nature. You're supposed to do it. When you gotta pee, you say, nature's calling. Just pee right there. Okay? You're outside. There's no one else really there. There's those 3 people. But no. You just see 3 people and say, okay, good enough. Turn it off. And now they're stuck up there. And I know people have complained about, why don't they just tie their clothes and go down? Well, using their clothes or whatever. They say, Mythbusters say it wouldn't work. Like, but that's if you use it on the cable. Like, what if you tied it to the thing and climbed down? Yeah, you'd be naked, but one of you at least could get to the resort and say, hey, my friends are stuck up there and they're fucking naked, so you need to get, they're in their underwear and you need to get them down. But then again, if they did that, the movie would be over in 5 minutes. So you can't do that. You can't have smart characters in a horror movie, or the movie would be over like that. And my biggest complaint, because I know Adam Green based this on a story you heard about wolves attacking people at a ski resort. Sure. But I just don't believe for 1 second that a ski resort wouldn't have safe points put in, wouldn't have fences made to keep wolves out. I remember first time I watched this. I'm sitting there and they hear the howling. They're like, oh, there's wolves. I'm like, yeah, they're not going to get in though because they got to have some kind of fence or something. But the guy jumps, breaks his leg, and the wolves are there. It takes a little bit, but the wolves are there, and I'm just like, I stood up and I went, bullshit. That would never happen. Ski resorts would have something set up. Because this is a ski resort. If this was the case, people would be getting attacked all the time. You'd think, but no. Because they would have fences or something to keep them out. It's bullshit. I know you're sitting there going, but wait. He based it off of something that happened. Yeah. One incident that happened. One incident. I don't think it would actually happen this way. It's bullshit. Bullshit. They would have fences up. Alright? Then again, these guys are fucking stupid, so who knows? We got cameos here. We got Joe Lynch and Adam Green. They play two people on a ski lift there, and Kane Hodder is driving a snowmobile machine thingy, snowplow thingy. Joel David Moore is one of the guys on the radio. So, but yeah, and I don't like the fact that only one of them survive. This isn't a slasher film. You don't need a final girl. All three of these people could have survived, and no one would have batted an eye at it. No one would be like, oh, one of them will at least died. You didn't need to do that. I think you could take the wolves out, take him jumping out, and just do a film where they're stuck on a ski lift, almost freezing to death. And they're trying, you can have some kind of things like she drops her glove, or he tries to escape and he cuts himself. You can do that. But, like, from the moment that Kevin Zegers jumps off the thing, I went, no. No one in their right mind would do that. It's stupid. This movie is stupid. That is the word I use. Stupid. No one in this movie even thinks for a second. There's a point where the woman, the Emma Bell's character, starts whining about her dog that's not getting fed. Well, if you're going to a ski resort for the weekend, wouldn't you have someone to feed your dog? So you think if you're not back, they would still keep feeding your dog. The only time that I really liked is when Emma Bell, Sean Ashmore, they're talking about relationship stuff, and he talks about this ex-girlfriend that he had that was giving googly eyes at this jock guy, and because he turned around and he couldn't figure out which one was which, even though he should know who he is, he stormed off, and then she ends up dating him. Emma Bell's like, well, maybe after you get down, you can try to talk to her. And he goes, no, she's dating the jock guy. And I'm like, okay, that's a little funny. But yeah, and the biggest thing that I have a problem with is that we're presented both men that get down get eaten by the wolves. Like, Kevin Zegers jumps down, breaks his leg, gets eaten by the wolves. Sean Ashmore gets down and tries to make it to safety, and then later, you think, okay, he's going to get away, he's going to get the cops. It's taking too long, things starts to break. She eventually gets down, and as she's going down the way that her boyfriend, that Sean Ashmore went, you see that they've eaten him. And then there's no wraparound scene at the end. She gets out to a road, people driving by, and eventually she flags one down. They say, it's okay, we're going to get you to a hospital. It's only this amount of miles away, and then we end. I would have appreciated a wraparound scene in the hospital. A doctor standing there saying, well, you're lucky you survived as long as you did. Giving us a hint that her family's going to sue the shit out of that ski resort. Because they should. All three of the people's families should sue the shit out of that ski resort, and they should go out of fucking business. I'm just saying. It's the ski resort's fault they got stuck up there. And you can sit there and you can preach to me and you can say, Scotty, if they hadn't paid that guy, if they hadn't said, hey, we paid you $100 to go up there, they wouldn't. Yeah, sure, whatever. But the guy told the other guy, hey, there's 3 people coming down, and this guy just assumed that the first 3 people he saw were the 3 people he's talking about, so turn it off without even checking. It's the ski resort's fault. Plain and simple. This movie is not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it comes out as being too frustrating for me. I like the writing, some of the writing. I like the acting. I even like Adam Green's direction and some of the shots you get, because he really shot on top of a ski that they had to put a thing up there. I like that. But the amount of bullshit that has to happen for them to get stuck up there and then try to get down, and 2 of our leads have to die when all 3 of them just should have been horribly hurt but still survived and learned a lesson, a life lesson, just doesn't work for me. And going in, I thought I was going to say this is frying in hell, but in my opinion, I'm not even going to say, I'm going to say middle of the road, because I don't want to say it's not worth your time, because honestly, watch this movie. It's a good time. There's too much. It's a middle of the road, because it's just too much bullshit going on for me to accept that this could actually happen. Like, I understand some of this stuff could actually happen. There could be wolves. They could get stuck up there. But every single bullshit reason they give for stuff that happens in this film could not happen in every single way that they do. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So it's middle of the road. So what are your thoughts on Frozen? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.